Anyway, we're talking, and what's going on, everybody? How's it going? Glad you guys are here. We're bringing up the video and stuff as we speak. So, welcome to Tenacious Mindset Podcast. My name is Brett. We got Preston here with us today, live in the studio. I don't even know what studio you want to call it today. I mean, we'll call it Royal Sounds Entertainment Studio or Tenacious Mindset Studio. Or doesn't matter, but we're going to sit here and we're going to BS all day today for a little while, and you guys are going to enjoy it. So I'll ask you this straight up. What made you want to come on here?
I mean, you and I have been friends for a while. We both played on the Warriors for quite a bit. I mean, when we went down to Vegas, we had a hell of a time. And I mean, I keep watching your videos every time, and I see I keep seeing Bill and I see Brendan and everything. I was like, man, that looks fun. So I was like, might as well,
Right.
So, I mean, like I said, you guys have a ball when you're on here. You guys joke around and everything. It's just like,
Right.
Why not joke around for a little bit? Like, open up, live life, and everything else.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's and a lot of people when they say, "Yeah, I want to come and talk on a podcast or do whatever," and they don't really realize what they're really getting into. Because a lot of people come in here and they'll put headphones on and start talking in the mic, and they're like taken back because it's like, holy shit, I can actually hear my goddamn voice. I'm like, yeah, you sound like an idiot, don't you? Everyone sounds funny to themselves. It's like, that's weird. My voice sounds like that. So, then they get in here and they get nervous because they're like talking way over here from the mic because they don't want to get too close to it because it's too loud. I was like, well, turn your headphones down.
Yeah.
If you don't want to hear it at all, just turn them off.
Exactly.
Take your headphones off. You hear it like a normal voice. But once they get in it, about 15 minutes in, they don't even realize that they're talking into a microphone anymore.
No.
And it's like, holy shit. How long are we talking? Like an hour? Like that was 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. No, we'll do an hour. I know right now I got a couple of games. I got a ref tonight for 6 and then 7:30, and then I have a late game tonight.
I didn't even know you were reffing.
You didn't know I was reffing?
No.
So I started reffing, what is this now, 2021? So
We're talking about ice hockey, by the way.
Yeah.
He's reffing ice hockey. He's a great goalie. And he even skates out way better than I do.
So I'll give you the basic backstory. Originally not from here. I'm from Utah. I'm originally out of a little county called Dinwiddie County. I grew up in smaller county of Charles City, Virginia. I moved to Dinwiddie because majority of my family lived in Dinwiddie for years. After that, I stayed there for a little bit. In 2018, I believe, is when I joined the military. I joined then, and then after that, it just went from there. After my basic training, I came back and I was living on my own. I stopped hockey for a little while. I played hockey since I was, I believe, 4. So it's been a long time.
Right.
And a lot of people then they look it's like, oh yeah, you probably skated out some. I probably skated out probably 2 games officially, and then after that, I just wanted to do goalie for the last time. And
what interested you in goalie so much?
This was
all the pads or what?
Yes, that too. So when I was younger, my father took me to the Richmond team, what was called the Richmond River Dogs at the time. They went back and forth between the Renegades and the River Dogs for years. And once that happened, we went to a hockey game and I was watching and I was like, and I remember pointing to the ice, and it's like, I want to do that. And my father was just like, wait, what, hockey? He's like, yeah. I was like, well, what position you want to be? I was like, that. And he was
big guy out there.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, that goal, the goal. And all I remember hearing under his breath was like, damn it.
Right?
It's like,
that's going to be expensive. Damn it, son.
You couldn't play baseball. You couldn't play football. You couldn't even play soccer. No, we're just going to go right into hockey.
You can't like get into like chess. It's like, come on, son.
It's like the most expensive position on the most expensive sport. You really got to do this one.
Yep. Yes, Dad. That's what I want to do.
And that's where it kind of went off from there. I mean, a couple months later, we went to Buffalo, New York. We went to see Niagara Falls at the time, and we went to what was then known. I forgot what the new arena is now. It was the HSBC Arena when the Sabres had the old bison logo on their chest, and they were black, green, black, red, and silver.
Yep.
And during that time,
That's when the Buffalo Sabres were the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah. They were actually decent.
Good.
Yeah, they were actually really good because they had all the good guys. They had everybody. They had was stacked.
Yeah, they were a good team.
They had Drury, they had Pominville, they had DuPont, they had just picked up Ryan Miller, and then they had Dominic Hasek, the Dominator. They were literally one of the teams to definitely be Stanley Cup material, and they were when they faced the years ago before, and when they faced the Stars.
Right.
When they went to the final, and then after that, it just kind of went downhill after that. And honestly, I mean, I don't even think the Sabres are in the top 30 teams right now.
I have no idea.
Out of 32 now.
I have no idea.
With Seattle coming on, but that's what made me start hockey, was going to the River Dogs, going to see the Sabres, skating on their practice facility. I remember falling on my first lap once, and then after that, I never fell after that. I just I took to it so quickly and took to it so easy. And then that's when we went back to Richmond, and then I just started from there. The first season, I was kind of back and forth between skating out and goaling. Mm-hmm. And then after that I think it was after the first summer season when we finished up, it was like, Dad, I don't want to skate out anymore. I don't. It sucks. I don't want to do it. It's not exciting to me, you know?
Yeah.
So he was just like, all right. This is the champ. We went to the championship game, by the way. I don't remember exactly the record that we had, but we went to the championship game. We won the championship game, but before we went there, my father was just like, "All right, we'll get you goalie stuff and everything else, but you got to get at least 1 goal and 2 assists." I went on that night of getting 2 goals and 2 assists. I think we won 6-2 that game in the championship game, and it was just like,
damn, son, you really want to play hockey. You really want to play goalie. You doubled what I asked you to do.
Yeah. I made a statement that day.
All right, so when you go to Vegas, you got to go and score 1 goal as a goalie.
Yeah,
Can you imagine that?
Honestly, I've been looking up a lot of
from the freaking center line.
Yeah, I didn't and honestly, I actually figured it out. I was like, oh yeah, the red line, you technically can go back to the red line. I'm like, years ago, I was afraid to go past the freaking blue line, and I had to just flip it down there. But now I can Patrick Wall this now and go all the way down. Okay, fine.
Heck yeah.
I've actually made a couple attempts over the last couple years. I think a couple years ago I flipped it down from the goal line, and it just went like a foot from the actual goal. And that was when I was just like, I'm just gonna do this to see what happens and where it goes, and after that, just went from there.
The farthest I've ever scored from was about 2 feet in front of my own net, right off the right side of the crease. Mm-hmm. I was playing in D5 at the Oval, and I was playing on your team,
the Falcons.
Mm-hmm. And I dropped down to sub for the Warhawks one night.
Yeah.
I was tired, and I was glad because it was the second period already. And they needed some people. They were short like 3 people. Mm-hmm. They had like 7 people.
Oh, yeah?
That's it. And a goalie.
That's it.
Yeah, so I was like, I'll come down and play forward for you. Mm-hmm. I didn't play forward. I said, screw that. I don't want to skate that much. I play defense.
Play defense, chill back.
It was 0-0 and the end of the second period, and they pulled their fucking goalie. I'm like, what are you doing? They wanted to score. They wanted a goal. They did not want to go into the third period 0-0. So they just, because they had so many people, they didn't care. They just put 6 people.
They had plenty of guys.
Yeah, so they pulled their goalie, and I grabbed the puck. I got a rebound off the goalie's shin pad, and I grabbed the puck. I'm like, oh, shit, open net. Went right in the net.
Wow.
I'm like, 1-0, boys. It's time to win. We got to get one right in the beginning of third period, or we're going to lose this game.
That backfired for him to big time.
Yeah, so we got a goal, and then right in the first 8 minutes of the third period, 2 goals. Wow. I didn't score them; they scored them. The Warhawks scored the goals.
You got the opening. You got the opening rally.
We won 3-0 that night.
There you go.
Like, hell yeah! Got lucky. So yeah, I never scored in a game from that far out. I scored from the blue line, but never scored from behind my own blue line.
Yeah, I'm still attempting to do several goals. Like it's just.
You can't be a goalie and do it, man.
Yeah, I know that big time. It's just it's hard, especially when you got like 4 or 5 guys in front, especially when there's an empty net. It's a little bit tricky to do so.
Just bank it off the wall.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I've been definitely attempting to do.
Yeah.
Just bang it off the wall in a weird spot and then hope and pray for it.
It's a lot of fun though, but I think it's the most I've sweat in a cold environment in my life.
Well, how do you think I feel? I mean, being a goalie for so many years and then actually transferring over just to start skating out and starting to referee, it was a really, really big change for me to being able to switch over. And I know I've had a few people ask me, it's like, oh yeah, so you transitioned over into skater? I'm not planning on that whatsoever.
I'm just adding it to my resume.
Oh yeah, I know. But like the biggest thing for me when I started definitely skating out was building my legs up, because that's the biggest thing for us goalies is our legs, and it's being a push off and everything. And because you've seen me play, you've seen how hard I play and and everything else, and my mindset is completely different.
You don't see anything on the ice but what's going on.
Yeah,
you don't even see players.
Yeah, I just watch. I literally see like a flash, and then I see one little black piece of plastic on the ice.
Yeah, I remember one time in a Falcons game, you smacked me in the back of the leg and said, "Get your freaking head up, you stump man." I'm like, "I'm on your team, bro." I didn't even think about it. I was like, "Okay, whatever. I must have been doing something stupid." Goalie yells at you in a hockey game, people. You listen.
Yeah. So. I mean, but it was always interesting to be able to. It's always fun to being able to like you said, when you were on the Falcons, like it was absolutely fun. It made it more worth it. It feels like, and it just was so much.
That's the team I started. That was the okay. So back when I started playing hockey, wasn't very long ago. I started playing hockey after I moved to Utah. Mm-hmm. I never played ice hockey in my life.
Just decided to start that?
I used to play street hockey, floor hockey, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Video game hockey. I was really good at that. Never got tired. Could play an 8-minute shift with no problem. But, yeah, I used to play with Reno and his brother Reggie and all of us in the apartment complex parking lot. It was freaking NHL season all summer long. That's all we ever did is played hockey. Yeah. From freaking like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning till 6, 7 o'clock at night, all day long. That's all we did was play. And we played with a tennis ball.
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah, and that tennis ball lost fuzz so quick. And anyway, so I was like, I always wanted to play hockey. I've played on the pond, just messing around and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, screw it. I'm going to play hockey at the Oval, because I talked to Jay at the time when he was cool. And he goes, don't even worry about paying right now. Just pay me as you play during the season.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. I was like, I ain't got no gear. I have skates, and that's it. He goes, you got a stick? I'm like, yeah, I got a stick. He goes, I showed up with a wooden stick, a Titan. The Titan
old school
Wayne Gretzky model.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The old Titan. I broke it the first night.
Come on.
Yeah. I took it was probably cracked because it was old. It was probably all dry too.
Yeah.
But I showed up. I had a white helmet with no face mask, no padding in it, nothing. Oh, it was just a shell. And then I got smacked in the face with a stick at a drop-in. I'm like, nope. I went straight to the store and got a shield. I was like, I'm not going to work with no teeth.
Yeah.
I'm just not doing that. I hate the cage.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it with a passion.
So do I.
But I don't care. I'll deal with it so I could just keep my teeth.
Yeah.
I don't want to get a big old cut on my face, and I just fuck it.
Yeah, I learned the first season when I skated out. I learned that year that I was going to get scarring, because like the second game I've ever played skating out, because I was defense, I took a puck and I took one right here, right on the jaw, and I look up and I just see freaking a gash of skinned up, and just like at that point I was just like, it's gotta be anything. It's gotta be hockey. So it was just like, you know what? And with the guys, I had band-aids or whatever on the bench. It's just like, just put one on. Just put one on. I'm going back out. It just went from there.
There you go.
It's all you can't always just do. I mean,
It took me 2 years to actually score my first goal in a game.
really.
Yeah, I scored a goal in my second season because Jay wouldn't count the numerous penalty shots I took and won.
What?
He's like, yeah, those don't count for your stats during the season
Wow.
because it's postseason.
Because
I was like,
wow.
Because he used to hand out a puck for everyone's first goal.
Yeah.
He wouldn't hand me out one
Really.
for a penalty shot.
Wow.
So I got mad in the second season. So back to what I was starting to say earlier, I started on the Falcons, which was the orange team.
Mm-hmm.
We just had orange jerseys.
Yeah.
And then we kept those same jerseys, and they started calling us the Islanders.
Oh, because you guys were orange. And
Yeah, I was like,
everything,
we're wearing orange and black. Why don't you call us the Flyers?
yeah. It's
Anyway,
that would make sense.
He's stupid. Anyway, we were the Islanders. He played with us for one season, and his big thing was, when you come off the ice, you jump in the middle of the wall so they can go out the doors. And that was his pet peeve. I'm like, who cares, man? Whatever. Anyway, I scored a goal in my second year in the third game in the first period, 2 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
I was freaking bound and determined. Someone slapped the puck. It bounced right off the wall to the goalie's left as you're skating to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I just happened to be coming in this way, and I just grabbed it and just freaking put it up in the corner above his blocker. And that guy goes, holy cow, did you get that thing up there so quick? I'm like, it went off the tip of my stick.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. And Jay goes, you finally got your goal, and I still haven't gotten my first goal puck yet.
Really?
Yeah, so I was
What
like,
the heck, man?
whatever.
Yeah,
It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, last little bit, the Oval has just, last couple of years and all that has been kind of a struggle. You may have heard that Jay's now.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone. He's at Cottonwood, and he's running the league there now.
He's running the league there, and they also play at the Maverick Center too.
Yeah, so Cottonwood's decent.
And I heard he took half the teams.
Yeah, he did. So, before when I think the last season, because I think when I came on, you was your last season, I think, or something. I think you and I played for one season, I think.
Well, I was subbing the year before that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then you came in and started playing goalie, and then I started playing with the Falcons again, full time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I subbed for that last year, I think 2 games, and then I was just done.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. So when we came on and everything, because you remember how we had there was maybe almost 20 teams easily. As soon as Jay left, he took over well over almost 11 or 12 teams out of that. And then same thing with D3 and same thing with D4 as well. We literally only have 8 in D4 right now, I think. There's only 8 teams out of what we had, almost 20 teams total in D4. And now they're completely gone. It's insane.
Yeah, that's Jay for you. He's are the Falcons still at the Oval?
Yeah, we're still.
I
we're still
figured
there.
they were because of Tamara and JT.
Yeah, we're. So JT has actually, because JT a couple years ago he got injured bad, and he couldn't. He had actually this year decided that I'm not going to play anymore and all that. So Tim Edwards is now running that league now.
Oh, Tim.
Yeah. So, this year I got picked up on a D3 and a D2 team this year. So I'm going from that, and I'm because I started out with the Silverbacks for a rookie. I'm dropping them this year, and the D4 team at the Oval, the team I play for is the Sting. I'm also
I know them.
Yeah, I'm probably going to drop them as well, just because I'm going upward, and that's where I want to go. I want to keep going forward. So that way, plus it's kind of hard when you're on 5 or 4 other teams as well, including them. It gets hassling.
I played on 3 teams at the Oval at one time. One of them I didn't even pay to play.
Yeah.
Jay said, just go. They need players. Just go fill in.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, here's a jersey.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just played 2 games tonight. Well, you're going to play a third. I'm like, all right.
It's I'm already
I went
here.
and played defense for them then.
It's I'm already here.
I'm
Might
dead.
as well. Yeah.
I was so dead the next day.
I know, right?
I didn't even go to my next game for the Warhawks. I used to run that team.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I was pissed because we got first place in the season. We played the last place team. We lost in the playoffs first game. I was like, how does that happen? We beat these guys 8-2 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
We just lost the first game.
Yeah, it's just it's weird how everything kind of lines up that way.
Stupid.
It's ridiculous.
So you get into bow and arrows and archery and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I do that. Yeah, I've done that for quite a bit when I lived back east.
What got you into that?
So my old man was a hunter and everything, and he would always take me out hunting every here and there. We would hunt it for everything that breathes and everything breeds, bleeds, and sweats and everything.
Right.
So we're not like sport hunters. We're mostly like we harvest an animal.
Survival hunters.
Exactly. And we save the meat as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
So I've hunted everything from wild turkeys from the easterns back east, whitetails, doves. I mean, we hunt everything we can, ducks, everything else like that.
That's got to be hard to hit a dove with a bow and arrow. Are you shooting them in flight?
Yeah, a lot of times we're shooting them in flight. I think like years and years and years ago when I had my recurve, we would have blunts on the very end, or either some other broadhead or something like that, and we would try to shoot them out in the midair and just kind of get them in front just before they cross away. And it was always pretty fun, especially doing that.
That's crazy.
I mean, we tried shooting ducks out of the air, coming in decoys and everything else like that. So it's incredibly fun, especially for that.
I bet.
But
so
yeah,
did you ever do any like competition shooting?
yeah, well, when I was back east, I'm kind of starting to get into more of it here now, like getting back into it. But for years, I went to, and I'll give them a shout out, Dixie Bowman. I know those guys over there. They did like a big 3D league there. We did that. I did that a lot there, and in Disputana. They were really, 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 really good guys. I had a lot of people I grew up with as mentors. I had a guy, Donnie White, who lives there. He was absolutely phenomenal. He was a big recurve guy. He the first couple of weeks he shut me out on the scoreboard a couple of times, but then after that I was like, I gotta be Donnie now.
So when you say recurve, for people that may be listening, what is recurve?
What is that?
Yeah, for people that are listening that may not know, when you say recurve, what's that?
Oh, okay, so if you think of like your traditional style bows, you think like traditionals or like your longbows, like years ago when the Native Americans used to reshoot. And then your recurves, it's basically very similar, except you'll have more curved limbs. Mm-hmm. But when you put your string on, it's very similar it's more similar to like the traditional styles. So it kind of brings you back to that whole...
Kind of like stick and string.
Yeah, exactly. It's something quick. It's something easy to take up the mountain. Definitely shoot for a little bit. I mean, there's plenty of people out there that shoot recurve and everything. It's growing tremendously bigger than what everybody anticipated. A lot of people thought it was going to be kind of dead technology, but it's making a huge comeback.
I don't think it'll ever die.
I don't think so either. Long story short, if the world went to an apocalypse and everything, and everybody was freaking out, we can't get ammo, we can't do anything, I think archery is going to be
whittling arrows out of the stick.
Exactly, exactly. Like, you got to do what you can, especially out here. I mean, you can't just live off of frozen foods and everything else like that, and fast food restaurants and everything else.
Right.
If we went black right now, and it's what day after tomorrow, it's kind of seen and all that. Half the people that hunt and everything else are going to go on the mountain. That's their first thing, is food source.
Yeah,
and that's where they're going to have to
go. About 1,000 feet up from where you're at now.
Yeah,
get over there by a creek somewhere.
Exactly.
And just shoot everything that moves.
Exactly. Start surviving. It's going to be survival then.
It's a good thing we live in the mountains. They're just like right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely great. I mean, ever since I moved out here, I mean, because a lot of people who don't know what back east is like, it's mostly hardwoods and rolling hills. It's not even a rolling hill. It is.
And flowing water.
It is. It's
something they're not used to out here.
And not air deprived.
No.
Not air deprived. There's a lot of moisture in the air, but it's a lot of humidity in the air as well. Because if you're here in Utah, you're lucky if you get 60 and above. You're lucky if you get 60% of humidity above. There, it's like,
if you're lucky, it's usually raining if you get to 60%.
Yeah, usually. We're back east because it's more sea level. It's like you get a lot more moisture in the air. So it's like the lowest I've ever seen it go was maybe 50%, and that was it.
Yeah, especially in Virginia. Virginia is a very humid state.
Yeah,
believe it or not, so is Kansas.
Yeah,
insane.
Yeah, it's a lot of moisture in the air. A lot of moisture.
So I grew up in the Chicago area, and yeah, I miss it back there. I miss the environment. I miss the trees. I miss the water.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's streams and rivers everywhere over there.
Oh yeah.
And once you cross that continental divide, it's gone.
Yeah. It's
like it's all runoff. I'm like, I hate this water. This water sucks. And then we're in a drought, and they complain, stop using your water. We're in a drought. Motherfucker, we live in a goddamn desert. We moved to a drought. You stupid asses.
It's gonna be interesting. If like the world came to an end, and I know there's some people on conspiracies out there and everything else like that. It's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like the whole Noah's Ark thing and all that. If something did happen like that, and we're in a huge flood, we're basically in a bowl. If you think about it, we have mountains to our right, we have mountains up to our west.
You can see the water line on the mountains everywhere.
Yeah, it's like we're in a giant bowl, and you haven't figured this out yet.
Right?
Like, come on.
I think I got a Jeep.
Yeah.
I could at least put a deer up there and tie him to the roll bar.
Exactly. And I got a back of the truck. Just throw the sucker in
go.
there. Yep. Do whatever
I got a winch. If I can't get up the mountain, I'll winch myself up.
You're damn right.
But yeah, it's crazy, dude. What made you move to Utah?
At the time, my father was talking to my stepmother at the time, and it was one of those things where, for years, I've lived in the factor of hardwoods, farmlands, and they're really, if to get to a grocery store like Walmart or anything else, it was literally like almost a 30 to 45-minute drive. So it was literally nothing out there as much. It was all small plantations and everything else like that to work on if you wanted to work on it. So it was kind of like the thing was just like, well, I have a chance to go to Utah or stay here in Virginia and just deal with the same thing in and out. And I was just like, you know what? I'll roll the dice. Came up going to Utah, and it took me, and after that, just kind of went from there.
Yeah.
Moved out here. Took me, a lot of people say it would take you about a week. But I left in January, so I took a southern route going through Texas, going to Memphis. Went to see the Bass Pro Shop, the Pyramid there.
Oh, cool.
Oh, dude, it's massive.
I know it is.
It is like the
in Tennessee.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
It is like the absolute dream for any hunter out there.
Anyone that's outdoors, anything.
Yeah, you go.
That's where you go.
Yeah,
you don't go. You can even go there and buy skis. I think.
Yeah,
It's skis, snowmobiles, anything. You name it.
It's insane. It's a hotel in there. It's like a duck call museum.
It's like
there.
the Grey Wolf Lodge times 100.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
It is massive in there. Like they got live ducks in there in their whole bayou area. It's insane.
Yep. I almost moved to Nashville.
Really?
When I retired.
Really?
I was so in love with Nashville, and it's a great city.
Oh yeah.
I had a connection. I was going to go be a state trooper there, and then it just kind of fizzled out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came out here and visited my buddy, and I just fell in love with it out here.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I think when I was driving around the neighborhoods, it wasn't trashy.
Mm-hmm.
And even Salt Lake, for being like a hippie town, I call it a hippie town. It's not a city.
Oh yeah.
It's not a city to me.
No, I agree with you there.
It's kind of a hippie town. It's actually still kind of clean, in comparison to what I grew up watching. You know,
yeah.
Chicago, New York. You know, those towns are trashed.
Oh yeah,
compared to Salt Lake.
Yeah.
And then, when first time I ever laid eyes on Salt Lake City, I was like, "Damn, that's small." I said, that doesn't even look like a city to me. It looks like a town back home. And I was like, shit. Okay, this is where I'm gonna go. This is where I'm moving.
It just went, and that's where it happened, huh?
Yeah, I just fell in love with it. I don't know why. I just fell in love with it. And then I've been out here for 9 years. I haven't put skis on my feet yet.
You're still figuring that out, right?
Well, I used to ski back in the early 90s when I was at Fort Carson.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't put skis on my feet since then.
Just haven't had time, or what?
I haven't taken the time. Really? I've had time, trust me. I haven't taken the time to do it. It's crazy.
I've yet to, because I got buddies and everything else. They're like, oh yeah, let's go ski and let's go snowboard. I've yet to go myself.
You've never skied in your life?
I've never skied in my life. But if you want to call it snowboarding, think about it. For me being back east, we had skateboard, and we took the skateboards off and put just drilled boots in the actual skateboard itself, and that's what a snowboard was.
Yeah, that's what it was
for
back
us.
in the day, or you duct tape it to yourself.
Yeah, you just duct tape.
You
it, Yeah,
know?
that was us when we were back east because it's like because at the time like snowboards were like they're insane on pricing. It's like all like the brands and everything else.
It's like when
insane.
anything else brand new comes out. I mean, look at the Tesla.
Yes. Oh God, don't even start. It's so expensive. I mean, it's a hell of a car. It is so expensive.
I was born in '70s, so I grew up in the '80s and '90s, and I never remember a truck costing $70,000.
Oh no, never.
When the hell did that happen, dude? How do
I
you
don't-
justify selling a pickup truck? I don't care how nice it is for $70,000.
Yeah,
or a car
Yeah, I don't
like the Challenger, Hellcat, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $65,000.
I know it.
How is that way?
I don't even think you can get a lot. You can get one off the lot for maybe like 10 grand or less, but that's $60K though.
I know. I
It's
used to have a
insane.
Ford Raptor. I bought that as a retirement present
Yeah.
for myself.
Mm-hmm.
First time I saw him, I was in Iraq in 2009. I'm like, I want that truck. And I literally like just bought a truck a year prior.
Yeah.
It was a used truck, but it was I just saw that and I fell in love with it. And I moved out here, and the morning after I moved out here, I lost my job in the oil field.
Really?
Yeah, they called me up, said, "Hey, we're going to let you go." I'm like,
Wow.
"Why?" "Well, your name came up in the lottery, so we're letting you and like 35 other people go,
Wow.
to include some of those people are senior managers and supervisors."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Well, that's a kind of shitty thing to do."
Yeah. That's
So, of course, my mom comes out of the bathroom and she goes, "What's going on?" I was like, "I just got fired." She goes, "I go home tomorrow and I'm leaving you jobless." I was like, "It's not my fault. I didn't do nothing wrong."
Yeah. It's like you didn't
So-
do anything. It's like come
You
on.
know how they talk about veterans and stuff having a tough time getting back into the civilian world?
Yeah.
That's when I started going straight down.
Yep.
I didn't get into drugs or alcohol or anything like that, but I just went into a funk
Mm-hmm.
and almost a full-on depression mode where I just said, fuck it.
Yeah.
Didn't care. I didn't know how to act. I didn't know how to talk to people. I went and tried to sell cars.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, did not know that I was working with Brendan Barlman.
Mm-hmm.
Because I worked at this thing, and across the parking lot was his shop.
Mm-hmm.
It was the used car supermarket.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I worked at the trucks and imports, and he worked at the supermarket. We didn't even know it.
Just had no idea.
Yeah, I was his drill sergeant.
Oh, really?
Didn't even know it.
Wow.
Didn't know it at all. I
Wow.
knew there was a young kid. He was 17 when he came to basic training, and all the
Mhm.
drill sergeants were like, "That dude ain't making it.
Yeah.
There's no way. That kid ain't making it. He's got too much of an attitude."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Bullshit." He's like, "Why?" I was like, "That kid ain't got nowhere else to go." I was like, "You can see it in his eyes. That kid's got nowhere else to go, and he's going to shine."
Yeah.
He was one of the best kids there.
Wow.
And then the next time I saw him was working at the dealership.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even know it was him. Didn't have any clue.
Just didn't.
I knew it was Brendan. I knew his name, but I
Mhm.
had no clue. He had no clue it was me.
Just small world kind
Yeah.
of linked together.
And then
you know?
I went to a drop-in, and this is when the Utah Warriors first started. This is like in 2014,
Mhm.
14 or 15. Yeah, it was 2014. I was at a drop-in, and I was talking to Phil DeMaio,
Uh-huh.
and we were talking about the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw Brendan, and he put on a military hat. I was like, "Hey, you in the military?" He's like, "Yeah, I was a Cav Scout." I'm like, "Shit, so was I." And Phil's like, "So was I." And I know a couple of Phil's NCOs and stuff. But I was like, "When did you go to basic training?" He told me. I was like, "Really?" I was like, "What troop?" He goes, blah, blah, blah. And he told me. I'm like, "Really?" He goes, "Why?" I was like, "I was your drill sergeant." I was like, "I remember. What platoon were you in?" And he was in a different platoon. I don't think he was in my platoon. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Yeah, I remember you." Or I don't remember you, but I remember that cycle because I was a drill sergeant for that
Mhm.
cycle. And then we got to talking, and we found out we worked together here. I was his drill sergeant, and we worked together, and then we met up through hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And he joined the Utah Warriors, but he's
Wow.
so messed up right now he can't play. So,
Yeah.
and I'll talk to you I'll talk to you about that offline.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But because I'm not going to air his crap here.
Yeah. No.
He'll air it, but I'm not going to.
Oh yeah. No, it makes sense.
But yeah, it's crazy, dude. Just I was gonna tell you something, and I can't remember what the hell it is. Oh yeah, remind me to talk to you about the bobsled after we get off here.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, yeah, we got to go skiing this winter, man.
We
should just go rent skis and just go do it.
I've seen
Hit the bunny slope all day.
Yeah. I've seen like the skis that like they're not even really skis. They're like the boots. They're like boots with skis on the very bottom of the
fuck
plates.
that.
But at the same time,
They're too short.
They're too short, but at the same time, for like guys that play hockey, it's like the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, I don't know if I've never tried those, and
Neither have I. I've had buddies.
I don't think I'm gonna try. I'm gonna tell you, I grew up ice skating on ponds and stuff, just ice skating to ice skate.
Yeah.
Not any competitive stuff. I went skiing in '93.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up as a kid playing on a little puddle in my front yard that froze in the winter.
Yeah.
I mean, it was as big as this room, maybe.
That's a lot better than what I had to do.
Yeah,
We maybe had only 2 snowstorms in like in the actual
Virginia.
December.
That's why.
Had nothing.
But so I mean, I'm in an apartment complex outside of Chicago, and I got a puddle in my front yard where all the water was soaked into, and it froze for the winter. So I skated there, and I used my brother's skates and my sister's skates, and I used a pair of skates that had 2 blades on it. I'm serious. That's how I learned to skate.
Really?
Yeah. So I get on skis in 1993, and here I am. I'm like, shit. I'm watching people. I'm just standing there. We're all just kind of standing there BSing because none of us want to look stupid with skis on our feet. Trying to go like this and not going nowhere. So I'm like watching people, and they're like skating. They're like pushing off and gliding.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, I could do that. I was like, come on, guys, let's go. And they're all like trying to push themselves with their poles, and I just pushed off, just like skating.
Yeah.
It's a little bit softer of a push because your ski is so stinking long.
Yeah.
But it's the same concept.
Yeah.
Your blade's just that wide now instead of 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah.
It's really similar. You can't get going fast like that. Not super fast, but I just moved. I was like, I was over there at the lift going, come on, guys. They're like, took them like 3-4 minutes just to go 100 feet.
Jeez.
I was like, you guys are slow, dude. They're like, how did you do that? I was like, I just pushed off like I was ice skating, and that was it.
Yeah.
So it's really not that bad. The concept's the same. It's just a big, long blade.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's what a lot of people have told me. It's like, it's not hard. It's just the first minute you trying to figure it out. After that, you figure it out. It gets a lot easier.
Right.
And just relax. Take your time.
So, shoot, man, I didn't even realize we've already gone 40 minutes.
Have we really?
It doesn't seem like that.
No, I don't. It feels like we've only been through maybe half of that.
Yeah. So when I got on the lift, I didn't even know what a bunny slope was. I've heard about them, of course, but I didn't know where to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what do you guys want to do? Green, blue, black? I didn't know nothing about skiing.
Yeah.
I didn't know black was the hardest thing to do. I'm like, what's this black diamond stuff? And they're like, are you fucking stupid? I'm like, what is it? They're like, it's like Olympic style skiing.
Yeah.
You're going to haul ass down the hill. No, you don't want to do that, Gash. I'm like, you're right. Let's do a blue. They're like, do you like a lot of bumps? I was like, I don't know. So they're like, just follow me. We'll get off on a green first. Greens are just kind of, they're a little steeper. They're a lot steeper than a bunny hill, but they're straight and they're just big bends and stuff.
Yeah.
They're not hard at all. I love them. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, oh shit, how do I get off this lift? I had no clue. I'm like, I know how to get off the lift, but how do I do it, you know?
Yeah.
So I got up and I just pushed myself off the chair like that and went down a little thing because it's flat up top, so it comes up, so you can stand up.
Yeah.
And then the chair just kind of goes around, and you just go down a little platform, and you got to turn around or just go down the slope. Well, I didn't know how to stop. So they always told me snowplow with your tips like this. You know, put your knees together and push like that. It's just like hockey.
Yeah.
It's just like ice skating. I'm like, oh, I could do that. Let's stop. I'm like, sweet, I did my first stop. It's like I probably went 20 feet and stopped, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, I didn't fall yet. So I'm going down the green slope. We're all going down, and this guy goes to turn, and he just keeps turning, and now he's going uphill. And now he's going downhill backwards, and he flips backwards, and skis fall off. And I went down. I mean, I wasn't none of us were pros at all, but I went down the first slope without even falling.
There you
I'm like,
go.
shit. Well, my freaking thighs were on fire because I snowplowed the whole way down and I was just turning like this. How come you never fell, man? I was like, because I went slower than you. You know? And then I just, man, I had so much fun that year. I probably went 30 or 40 times that year.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a blast, dude. I remember I only used to wear like a freaking bandana on my head and these tiny little square purple sunglasses. And that's how I used to ski. And everyone's like looking at me like, you stupid? I'm like, yep. After this run, I'm going to get a shot. So it was a lot of fun, dude. It really was. I got tickets through MWR. So I didn't have to worry about paying a shit ton of money either. But hey, it's fun. I never went on a black diamond. I tried a blue, I think twice, and they got like moguls.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do that, man. My knees couldn't handle it. I didn't like it, so I stick to green slopes. They're easy. But yeah, remind me to tell you about that bobsled. You're gonna love it.
I got you.
But I took my brother on the bobsled run.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he came up here for my 50th birthday, he surprised me. I didn't even know he's coming in. And I looked at him one night. We were sitting upstairs. I'm like, "Your favorite thing is the bobsled in the Olympics, right?" He goes, "Yeah." Want to go ride one? He goes, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's go ride one, dude." He's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah." So we went and rode the bobsled up in Park City. He was freaking like all over it. I put him in the back though. Put him in the back. I should have. Thinking back now, I should have let him sit up front.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
Oh yeah.
I'm the little brother.
I mean, you guys had. I mean, the biggest thing is he had fun.
He loved it.
Blast.
He goes, "I can't wait. Next time I come back in the winter, we're going back up."
There you go.
I'm like, "Sweet, let's do it." So it's fun times.
Yeah.
Yep. What do you got coming up now in your life?
I mean, I'm still trying to figure that out. I mean,
sports and activity wise or whatever. Anything cool coming up? Or
I mean, other than that, I'm still gonna be playing hockey. I'm still gonna be doing reffing and all that. I'm hoping to get next couple games in reffing, higher levels like college level sometime soon.
How many years you been reffing now?
So I've been reffing for a little over 2 years now. It'll be my third in October.
Dang, I didn't even know you started.
Yeah, about a year after when I was here and all that, I figured like, they make a decent amount of money. I'll go for it.
If you do enough games, you can make really good money.
Oh, there's plenty, especially now. Well, with COVID and everything else, when it started, it really dimmed down almost 80 to 90% of the games. But now with everybody starting to come back, like all the rinks are just about open now.
Yeah,
Provo's open. A-Court is just starting to open up their rink. County's open. The Oval's open. They've been open for a couple weeks, almost a year now. But everybody's opening back up, so games are starting to pour in. And if you think about it, like everybody thinks like, oh yeah, there's plenty of referees. There's only 150 something referees in the state, officially, if you think about it.
Wow.
And there's thousands and thousands of games going on. So it's just like, you make a decent amount of money. There's some guys that even do it like full time that make well over into like $3,000 to $4,000 for the whole month.
Nice.
That they work.
But they're skating every day, all the time.
They're skating almost every day, almost every single day. And they just have game after game after game. And they're doing like 3 to 4 games a day.
That's cool.
But I mean, but other than that, I mean, it's really, really good. It's I get a lot of people discouraged at me, which that's my whole goal in life.
That's the ref's job.
That's my goal in life, is to give people a hard time. I mean, I've done several high school games, and I've had kids get in my face and everything else. And then after that, they come afterwards. It's like I'm sorry, I gotta do it. I was like, dude, I totally get it.
I used to be you. Shut up.
Yeah, I do the same thing, and I still do it myself. If there's a call that I don't like, I'm gonna question it.
Right.
But now that I have a bigger respect for refs now.
Of course.
For some refs.
Right.
But there's some out there that are still trying to figure it out at the same time. It's like, you have got to watch this because he's been doing that for like so many other times. And it's really, really fun to be able to do different ones for like the women's games and like the adult league games and like the high school games and everything. It's a totally different mindset and everything. But other than that, it's incredibly fun. It's something that gets me out of the house a little bit more and gets me into doing something that I love. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's amazing and fun to be able to do and be able to interact with the people that you play with and you played against, and being able to like definitely go through them and have a time where usually just joking around and everything
Right.
else, just having fun. That's the biggest thing with it. It's just have fun with it.
I remember I was helping coach Corner Canyon High School hockey when Sheena played, and I was in the penalty box one night, just running the penalty box, and one of the kids, two of the kids were brothers, and they were super, super hot-headed. You think that some of the Vegas games get mouthy?
Yeah.
These kids took the cake on all them Vegas
Really?
games, dude.
Wow.
Vegas is a rough tournament.
Yeah.
For a no-check game.
Oh yeah.
It's because it's check.
Oh yeah.
I don't care what people say, it's check.
Oh, by far.
They just don't check you into the wall.
No.
Very well.
No, they'll do an open ice like.
Oh, they
nothing.
hit the
They'll do
living.
it
Look, they
open
knocked
ice.
me out that one year.
Yeah.
I was so mad. I got a concussion.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew he knocked you out, but I didn't think you had a concussion.
Yeah,
that
I had a
day.
concussion.
Wow.
We had another game that afternoon,
Uh-huh.
and I was feeling sick in the hotel, like I was going to throw up.
Yeah.
It wasn't because I was nervous. It's just like I ate something. I'm like, wait a second.
Something's not right.
I feel like I'm going to get sick, and I feel like weird, like off balance and just dizzy. I kept playing the games, but I came home and I went to the doctor and like, you got a concussion. Don't play hockey for 2 months.
Yeah.
And that's when I went away from the Falcons.
Uh-huh.
I was like, JT, I can't play, man. I can't play. I got a concussion in Vegas and I got to stop. So I haven't played since Vegas. Since the last time we played in Vegas.
Wow. And that was what? Vegas is almost 2 years from now.
Yeah. I had the concussion. I stopped playing. I played a couple of games, I think, since then. But then my shoulder. And I couldn't play. It's been 8 months now.
Jeez.
So I'm going to get on the freaking ice and I'm going to start playing. I don't care.
Honestly, to be honest, honestly, I mean, if you did decide you wanted to come back, you can come back because honestly, like, we're actually picking up a new guy tonight.
I'll probably come back in the winter.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to play summer.
No.
I know it's already going. Anyway.
Summer is, I think
it's almost over.
Yeah, summer I think we have like 2 or 3 more games after that. So tonight will be our third game before the end of the season, and then we actually have another guy coming who is going to be playing in place of me. Since I'm dropping silverbacks, I'm going up to skate out for the Falcons for a little while. So
yeah, I'd just go play with the Falcons.
Yeah,
because that's the fastest way to get in shape is play at a level that you're not ready for. Because I'm probably not even ready for D5 right now.
I mean, D5 is
D5 and D4 are almost the same.
Yeah,
it's just they're a little faster in D4. That's it.
Yeah, it's not really anything hugely different. Even rookie league, if you compare some of the guys in rookie right now,
well, and some of those guys are D3 players.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is BS.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the factor of like, oh yeah, I get some of the factors of that you have your dads and your sons, they want to play together.
Yeah, well, but put them in rookie league then.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, and if you got a dad that plays rookie and a son that plays D4 or whatever,
right?
Put them both in D5. Make it kind of in between them instead of keeping them both in rookie and then
don't they have score. Isn't D5 rookie?
No, D5 is a whole separate thing technically.
So they got rookie, they got D5 and D4,
and then D3. Yeah, they have. Jay's done that for years.
I remember when he changed. I thought he made D5 the rookie league.
He did. He did for like 2 seasons, and then he split rookie and D5 back up again.
That's kind of a good thing. He should just call it D5. D5 should be D4. D4 should be D3. D3 should be D2.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree because my D3 team now we have guys from that played for the U. We have guys that played for
and they shouldn't be down there.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're in the middle of the pack, but
they should be playing B level.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
exactly. I mean, that's why I always figured out this is not D3. This is like D2, almost D1 level. We got guys that played for the U.
Yeah.
Like a couple years ago that are playing on this team. Like, come on.
And a lot of times those guys are the guys that want to just go down there so they could try and score a ton of goals and defend so no one can get past them. And it's like, come on, guys, really, just why'd you come down here?
Yeah,
it's not even fun.
But these are
guys like me that can't play.
Oh yeah,
compared to them, you put me up against a damn U player, and I might as well just be the puck.
Yeah.
They're gonna just push me around.
Because we had a game last night and then went almost to be very, very interesting. We almost had it was a 6-2 win. I think we had 2 or 3 guys almost in incidental fights in the corner and everything else like that.
Jesus.
So it was insane the other night when we played, and I don't know how. And somehow I had like 2 or 3 assists last night. I have no
That's
idea.
because you're Cujo, man. You're sneaky.
I just go out and play the puck, man. That's it.
That's all you can do. So yeah, those 2 kids I was telling you about that I helped coach, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the penalty box. The one kid comes in, he was like cussing at the ref and screaming and just like throwing a tantrum. And I just told him, I said, dude, just sit down and chill out for a minute. You know, I'm the adult and he's a child,
Mm-hmm.
15, 16 years old. He looks up at me. He goes, fuck you.
Wow.
So my drill sergeant blood instantly boiled, and I just went. I went to the scores table.
Mm-hmm.
I opened the door at center ice.
Mm-hmm.
I walked out on the ice because the ref was getting ready to drop the puck. I'm like, I was like, you come kick this kid out of the game, or I'm freaking leaving. You're gonna have to find someone to run the penalty box.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I told him, I was like, he goes, why? I was like, he just told me F you. I was like, I won't be talked to like that. He's my own player. He either leaves the game or I do.
Wow.
He didn't kick him out. So I was like, fuck you then. And I knew the ref personally.
No, yeah?
Yeah. I was like, that's bullshit and you know it.
Jeez.
I was, you shouldn't even tolerated that from him in the first place on the ice. You made a call. He didn't like it. He threw a fit. He cussed you out. His dad's up there cussing you out. And you keep him in the game? You're shitty.
See, that's the thing about...
That's wrong. You got to draw the line, dude.
Yeah, that's something about, like, refs nowadays. They're like...
They're scared.
They're scared of the guys and all that. They're like, I'm gonna get yelled at. You're wearing stripes. You're gonna get yelled at whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with me and Ned. It's like I said, the same thing the thing with you and I and all that. Because I think what happened was you were screening me. And
I'm sure it was.
And I got so pissed off. I was just like
get
Brett,
out of the goddamn way.
yeah, exactly. Move out of the way. I cannot see the puck whatsoever.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people think about it. Is just like, oh yeah, the goalies are assholes and everything else. You're right. We are assholes.
We have to be.
Yeah, we have to be assholes, especially when we're trying to see the puck. We can't just. Your mothers were not glass makers. Okay,
right?
We cannot see through you.
Yep.
It's just.
My stepdad used to say it all the time. But yeah, when it's my own goalie, I listen and I move.
Yeah.
When it's their goalie, I don't even hear him.
Yeah, exactly. And like, if you want to do it down on the other end,
Yeah.
perfect.
I just scoot back in.
Screen 'em.
Sometimes I'll even scoot backwards into the crease for a second. And
Just Sean Avery 'em, just
Yeah.
about. Oh man, that's a good time. That's good
I
old
like
time hockey.
straddle the corner of the crease so that he can't like. I'm easy to move though anyway. So you put JT in front of that goal and you're not moving him.
Yeah, JT, you can't move. He was a little slower, but by the way, his size made.
Let's be honest, a little slower. I was faster than him, so I mean that ain't saying much, but he was slow.
I mean, but also he had
He had a wicked little shot on him.
He did. He had a wicked shot that made up for it. Very
God,
clean.
yeah. And that stick was so stinking long you couldn't get around him.
No, he couldn't reach the
If
puck.
he got his puck on your stick and you had or his stick on your stick and you had the puck, it was gone.
You can lean against him and try to reach the puck. You still weren't going to
No,
get to him.
because his stick was like 6 feet long and it's like an 8-foot reach. Your stick is not that long.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just looking at you like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Just move you over.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what he was good. He was really, really good about. He was he was awesome when he was playing out.
I remember I played against him one night. He was playing in what was then the rookie league because he played at the Falcons. I was on Warhawks.
Yeah,
and he was on Jay's team. I don't even remember what the heck the name of that team was. But anyway, he came in. And he was just posted up in front of my goal, and I just grabbed onto his waist like this. I just like hugged him, and I start running in place. And you know Mitch Slot?
Yeah.
He was the ref that night.
Really?
He's like, Gash, what are you doing? I was like, I'm trying. He goes, you're not going to move that brick house. I'm like, I'm going to run in place, holding on to him until he moves.
Wow.
I threw my stick on the ground. I didn't care. I just like,
I'm not
it's
moving.
like I had his arms all hunkered into my grip, so he couldn't use the stick. He's like this with his stick.
Wow.
And he should have called us both out there, but
wow.
It was funny. JT's like, hey, just don't call him. And if he moves me, I'll go in the penalty box. He's such a big guy, man. I couldn't move him.
Mm.
I couldn't move him at all.
Those are hard ones to move. It's like when they're big guys in front of him like that.
The only way you can move him is if you reach up underneath his shorts and just start pinching his thigh. That's the only way. You take your glove off and you just start pinching him, and then he just moves.
Exactly. I remember there was one time there was a big guy. I was on the D4 team, and we were playing for the Sting. And there was one guy, like, he was coming down. I had the guy behind the net on it. And the guy was taller than me to the point that, like, okay, I'm 5'9" with skates. I'm barely making 6 foot. And this guy
I'm the same way.
And this guy on skates, he's like 6'5". So if you think about it, he's looking over top of me. Okay?
Yeah, definitely.
So he's trying to look at my guy behind it, and I literally look at it. It's like I try moving my head. I figured out he's looking over me. I'm like, you know what? F it. I lift my glove. I open my glove up. I lift my glove up, and I start doing this
to his face.
To his face. And and there's people in the audience, and I hear them start absolutely laughing, and I hear the referee in the corner. He's just dying in the corner. And my bench, I hear everybody just laughing. And the guy just tried to swap my glove out of the way, and I go right back to doing it.
Because that's the only defense I got,
so
buddy.
mad, and it's just like everybody's just laughing at it. It's just like, and the play stops, and the ref's down the other end. It's like, I've been refereeing for so many, like, I've been refereeing for like 7 years. That is the first time I ever seen that, and that was the funniest thing I had ever seen a goalie do. It's like, well, I'm glad I'm memorable for it now.
So you remember that season I got knocked out?
Yeah.
That was the first game we played. And then the last game we played before we went to the championship game, we played that team again, the green team. That's all I remember is they were green.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We played them again. And we're in, I think, our own end. No, we had to been in, I don't know. We were in a corner.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy grabs my stick like this, and he starts going around the corner like that. And the puck's, like, right in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's, like, trying to cut it. So I'm, like, slapping him in the arm so he can't, like, get a shot off.
Mm-hmm.
And his buddy behind me, so it's him, me, and we're a train. He's holding my stick. Mm-hmm. The ref doesn't see it. And the other guy is hooking me in the ribs.
Yeah.
So this guy in front of me, I'm like yanking my stick trying to get it out. I finally get it out, and the puck goes past me like this. So I turn around, and this kid is just raking my ribs with his stick. I literally turned around and just wham, just punched him right in the face. And it was literally, the ref was this close to me. I just, boom, just punched him right in the face, and he went down. Then he got up, and he's like smacking me in the shin guard. I'm like, nice, just hit me in the shin guard. That's good. He goes, why you got to punch me in the face? I'm like,
dude, why you gotta rack me?
I lifted up my jersey and my pants, and I had like 8 freaking blade marks on my ribs. I was like, that's why.
See, that's the thing that, like,
that's cheap bullshit right there.
Yeah, it is. And honestly, that should have been far out of penalty by far. Like, I
should have been kicked out of the tournament for fighting.
Yeah,
I told Mike Shane that. He goes, that happened? I'm like, yeah. I said, before almost every game, every one of our games, there was a fight in the game prior to ours. There was a fist fight in almost every game.
Jesus.
He goes, what? I'm like, how do you not know that, man?
Exactly.
He goes, these kind of things nobody tells us. I was like, dude, they were fighting in the whole tournament. Everyone was fighting.
Yeah.
In almost every game. I was like, you're lucky Corey never got in a fight.
Yeah, it's insane.
I was surprised Corey didn't get in a fight that year.
I'm surprised that, I mean, when you think about it, it's like, for years, like for over 10, 15, 20 years and so on, ever since hockey has come about and everything, you would think that hockey's been around for so long that you're gonna see a fight. Like when it was like the early 2000s and like the 90s and everything else, people went there not only to watch their team but watch the fights. That was when like goalie fights were huge, but you had brawls and everything else. Now you don't really see that
It's all about speed and finesse.
Yeah, it's all about that. It's like, forget this. Let's go back to the old time hockey again, man.
Let's go back to getting some asses whipped.
Yeah, that's people pay good money. Like Vegas now, like a seat there is they're starting out at like $150 for one ticket in Vegas, and I'm like, hell no. I'll go back to Carolina and pay $40 to go see.
What about
Carolina
like
play.
the standing room? How much are those?
Oh, I don't even know. It's insane on what they would be.
Yeah,
But it's
it'd be
just-
cool to go see them play.
For
I
which
think
the
Vegas.
Vegas? I
Yeah.
think so too.
It'd be a cool experience. I'd only do it once, but I'd pay that money to go see them play.
Oh yeah,
just
definitely.
one time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially the team that they've come, a team that was just built up off of technically some random players and a couple of really, really good players. They've done a lot in the last 3 or 4 years that they've been in
Yeah,
season.
they've got a good coach.
They got a good coach.
Got a good training staff too.
Yeah, they got a good coach, good staff. They have really good goaltending
I'm seriously impressed with Fury.
with Fleury.
Yeah.
Flower. Yeah, he's been absolutely.
I can't believe how
stellar.
good he. I thought he was like on his way out.
I think last year before, I think because he had so many things and so many injuries going on, people initially thought that. But after that, he would. I mean, the guys of what did he just win? The Verzon Award or something like
yeah,
that.
something like that.
It was like the best goalie for the season. Like,
I was like, what? Where did this guy come from?
it's like,
He was actually absolutely almost shit his last season before he went to Vegas.
yeah,
He didn't do well at all.
he,
I'm like,
he didn't hardly
he's done.
play. He didn't hardly play, and he
Like,
still won a
he's
cup.
done. But then he came to Vegas, and it was like he was reborn. I'm like, now that's the Andre Fleury I know.
Yeah,
He was always a good goalie, but then that last year for Vegas, he was terrible.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I think a lot of the time, just like a lot of your new blood, they come in and everything else, and they start really, really outshining the old guys that have been there for a while.
Right.
So I think in favor, like, it definitely could have gave him a favor if he stayed in Pittsburgh. But I think it was the best thing that they could have done for him.
Definitely.
And then it put him from a spectrum from him being that Marc-Andre Fleury, the goalie that was good, but he was going downhill to a point that he's now a trophy winner for the best goalie in the season this year.
I think he's done great.
progressed so
Especially
far.
over the last 3 years, he's done nothing but improved.
And that's a huge thing, especially when it comes to that. It's like you can't beat Fleury because of so many things that he's done and everything and how he plays. He's a hybrid goalie by far. He's more of a butterfly, but he's still in the aspect of that hybrid style.
Oh yeah, yeah, he does it well. He's come a long way. So.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to go maybe an hour. It's an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah, we got about 5 more minutes we can do. Make it to 4:30 or whatever.
Well, you want to go for what time is it right now?
4:25.
Okay, we'll go another 5 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is Tenacious Mindset. This is my podcast. We only do live videos. This is Preston Spain, as you can see on the ticker at the bottom of the video. We've been talking hockey and bow hunting and you name it. We're talking about all kinds of stuff.
Before we go off the air, I want to say something. I know we had a meeting the other day for the Warriors and all that. Have we debated and figured out what all for the tournament and everything else for Vegas this year? Because I know last year we didn't have it because of COVID. They changed it to like Nashville or something like that last year. So has it been confirmed that we will have Vegas this year?
We are definitely having Vegas this year.
Okay, good.
They lost their ice.
Which one?
All of it.
What? They lost it
check
all?
this out. This is what that big Zoom meeting was about yesterday.
Really?
They lost all their ice because of whatever reasons. I don't even know the ins and outs of all of it. Like
Wow.
the deep ins and outs.
Uh-huh.
They lost their ice, and One Hockey from Canada bought it all up.
Wow.
'Cause they're having a youth tournament down there at the same time.
Wow.
So they made a deal with One Hockey. Well, this was the offer from One Hockey.
Uh-huh.
Let us run your tournament, and you can use our ice.
Really?
So we got 5 sheets. The games are going to be from 9 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
9 in the morning till 10 at night.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it. That's honestly, that's probably the best thing.
61 teams.
Really?
So the options were cancel the tournament, ain't happening.
No. Especially that. No.
Move the tournament a week earlier, ain't happening.
No.
You know how many people already booked their rooms and stuff?
Yeah.
That ain't happening. I can't cancel my room.
Yeah.
So I was just not going to go to the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm not going.
Yeah.
You 2 teams make 1 team because I'm done.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just still went to Vegas though.
oh, by far.
But
by far.
now the new decided thing is there's going to be less swag because of the price they got to pay one hockey.
Mm-hmm.
There's not so far. One hockey wanted us to play $2,800 per team.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be another $10 a player or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But it's not as hectic.
They're not right now. It's still at $2,700.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I probably shouldn't be talking prices on here, but oh well. It's my podcast. I don't care. So there's going to be less swag.
Mm-hmm.
The tournament's going to be still on the same time.
Yeah.
And there's not going to be any late night games.
I mean, the late night games.
And the first game's going to start at 9 a.m. Oh, this is going to be a fun tournament.
Oh, yeah. It'll be a
Dude,
blast.
people are going to get to sleep until like 8 and then go play hockey at 9, hungover and drunk. Oh, my. Dude, this is going to be a wild tournament.
Oh, yeah.
And I think one hockey's not going to want to work with us no more.
No, I don't. Especially that, I don't think so.
And then I don't know exactly where the party's going to be. They were talking about Hard Rock Cafe, and they were also talking about moving it off strip somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
They're still not sure on that.
Yeah.
But it's not – pretty much nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
We got 5 sheets of ice to play hockey on from 9 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night.
So I know we have the two for the ice. We have the Pepsi Arena, which was when we played the Sobe Arena, and then they changed it to the Pepsi Center or something like that.
I don't know. The Fiesta's hotels where we got that ice, we got Henderson, and we got City National.
So that's
2, 4, 5. 5 sheets of ice.
Yeah. So which one does Henderson have the two?
Henderson's a brand new ice rink.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what
they
I figured.
got 2 sheets.
Oh, okay, that's right.
City National's got 2 sheets.
Yeah.
And then Sobe. I hope none of my games are at Sobe.
To be honest,
hate that rink. I love it because our locker room's right there. That's it.
I don't like the ice, to be honest. The ice is like really, it's really rough.
It's really hard.
Mm-hmm. It's really, it's like I said, it's hard, it's rough, and especially for a goalie and all that. Like it depends on how it is. But I don't like a really soft ice either. Like the Vegas ice and everything else at the City National, it's okay.
I like hard ice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like a cord.
Mm-hmm.
A cord, in my opinion, is the best ice in the Salt Lake City area, including Provo.
Yeah.
I think a cord has the best ice.
I could agree that.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, I like.
I think the Ovals ice it's good, but it's soft. It gets really ground up hard. Because there's so much air in there, and it gets so warm. Sobe ice sucks because it's extremely hard.
Yeah.
It's like skating on diamonds, and there's lighting in there sucks.
Yeah, it's not.
There's
a whole
shadows
lot of
all
good
over the ice, and it's like,
I've
we should just drop that place.
I hate the last little bit of the oval. That especially the late games and all that. They'll have like all the lighting up, and then during the middle of the game, they'll cut half of the entire arena up, and it's just like.
Oh, at the Oval?
It's like out of nowhere.
The only lights that are on are the ones above your rink.
Yeah, it's like we have all this light going in, and next thing you know, you cut everything around it. It's like, do you know how much that screws with people's heads?
Yeah, and then it's like you got to walk in the dark to your locker room.
It's like, my gosh.
So, anyway, man, I think we're going to cut it off here unless you want to go a little longer.
No, we're good.
I know you got to get going.
Yeah, I got like 2 referee games. It's going to be a long night.
Yeah, you might want to just go because rush hour.
Yeah.
Rush hour is hitting hard right now, especially going north from here.
Yeah, I know
It's insane.
Well, I always take Mountain View. I know Mountain View around this time. I usually take Mountain View, especially going back and forth to Camp Williams. It's like so much better.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I don't do freeways. I don't do it.
Yeah, I do. I go to work at 5 in the morning. I try to leave before 5 a.m.
Where do you work?
I work up at MEPS.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So I do the security there. I do armed security there.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I'll tell you something else after we get off air, too, because I don't want to jinx anything.
Yeah. I got you.
Hopefully I find something out right after this podcast, and that'll be great news, but we'll see.
No, I hear you.
I don't know when. I'm supposed to find out today, but we'll see.
Sometimes, I guess.
Anyway, this is Tenacious Mindset. This is Preston Spain. He's a goalie for the Utah Warriors veterans hockey team, and he plays in numerous league teams. And I just found out today he's also reffing.
Yeah.
So he's been a good friend of mine. He's a veteran, and I'm sure we're going to have him on either this podcast more, and we'll probably have him in on as a guest at the hub on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, there'll be good times. With that said, man, we're going to get out of here. Do you want to plug anything before you get off?
No, not really, man. Just stay safe out there. Just have fun. Live life.
Cool, man. We'll see you guys later. That's over.